Okay, guys, I'm sorry if you can hear that noise in the background. That's my fan. It is extremely hot in here. But, anyways, I just came back from the movie theater, just did a double showing, and one of the films I saw was the new romantic drama by the studio A24, who brought you great films such as Pearl, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Lighthouse. I can go on. And this is starring Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, and two of the best actresses in Hollywood today. And they also have another film coming out later this year, Dune Part 3. And I'm very excited about that. But the drama has been one of my most anticipated films of 2026, and usually A24 does not miss. Usually they have some films that aren't as good as others, but the drama, I couldn't wait to see this because the trailer just got me so hyped to see what as a lot of women would say, what the tea was about this film. And the drama is about a newly engaged couple named Charlie, played by Robert Pattinson, and Emma, played by Zendaya. And they're one night when they're planning their wedding, they play a game where they all confess their the worst thing that they've done is. And one when Zendaya's character Emma reveals her deepest, darkest secret, it puts a damper on their relationship. And I was really dying to see what the what the secret was. And the secret, I'm not going to spoil anything for people who have not watched this film, but the secret wasn't what I was anticipating it to be. It was actually a lot more, I wouldn't say better or worse either. It really depends on the person that's watching this film, but compared to their best friends, Mike and Rachel, and I'm gonna get more on them later because I could not stand Mike and Rachel. They are two terrible best friends. But compared to their secrets, I mean, Emma's secret, while it is pretty, alarming, at least it wasn't anything. I mean, it could have been way worse than what I thought it was going to be. What I assumed her secret was that she used to do, maybe like adult film stuff, and Charlie was going to be thinking about that all the time. But it's actually not as worse. It's not any worse than Rachel, who is the best friend of Emma and the bridesmaid in the film. And Mike and Rachel, their relationship, oh my God. Their relationship is a great analogy of how a lot of people of color who date or marry white people can still experience micro and macro aggressions from their partner. And Rachel, not only is she a pain in the ass and a giant headache, but she's one of those white people that goes, "Oh, I'm not racist. My best friend is black," or "I'm not racist. My significant other is black." And just because you lie in bed with someone, white people, just because you lie in bed with someone that's a different shade of color than you, does not mean that they still cannot experience racism from you just because, like I said, just because you're sleeping with them. And like I've said multiple times already, and other people have said this in their reviews after I went to see this film, but Rachel's secret was way worse and actually more degrading and disrespectful than than Emma's secret. And this, when Charlie finds out about Emma's secret, it's the further we get into the film and the closer we get to their wedding date, it's a descent into madness story, essentially. I mean, the more Charlie thinks about the secret, the more crazy he gets, the more insane he gets. Pretty much everywhere he looks around, he can't stop thinking about it. He can't even have intercourse with Emma because he's constantly thinking about the secret. And while she wants to leave the past, he just can't stop thinking about it. And Robert Pattinson, one of my favorite actors in the business right now, he and Zendaya have excellent chemistry together, but he does a great job at playing just a piece of shit fiance. I mean, the more insane he gets thinking about this secret that Emma reveals, the more of an a-hole he becomes within the story. And not only that, but when he defends, he doesn't go out of his way to defend Emma when someone is belittling her, but when he doesn't exactly do a good job of it because he's constantly thinking about this secret that he can't let go. And while everyone else is bringing it up and making it a big deal, she just wants to let it go and not even think about it anymore. But everyone is treating her like a criminal, like she kicked a puppy or like she kicked a baby into ongoing traffic, which, like I said, compared to Rachel and Mike's secrets, Emma's secret is light work compared to theirs. And the ending to this film, I'm conflicted on it. I'm definitely gonna have to go back and rewatch this film and just watch it again, because the ending, no spoilers, but I will say that I think that Emma deserved a better ending. And I had this black lady that was sitting next to me in the theater, and it was absolutely hilarious. The best way I'm going to describe this film the same way that this black woman described it that was sitting next to me. The drama is essentially white people gaslighting Zendaya. That's the best way to sum this film up without giving any spoilers. I think that the ending could have been, more, a lot better. I think that Charlie and several other characters should have gotten their karma, and they kind of didn't. And because of that, I'm going to give this film, I'm going to give it 4 stars. Now, I would really love to hear what everyone thinks about this film. What did you think of Emma's Secret? What did you think it was going to be? And do you think it was as bad as as everyone made it out to be? And do you hate Mike and Rachel as much as I do? Because I can't stand their asses, especially Rachel. And Emma, she is way too nice, because I would have easily gave her a 8-piece with a side of fries. Rachel, shut the F up. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on the drama. Definitely going to see it again just to get a vibe on the ending, to see what I really think, because I'm still conflicted on the ending. But other than that, let me know what you guys think of the drama. Until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe to stay updated with more movie, TV show, and comic book news and reviews. And I'll see you guys next time.